Good morning. This is Chris Robinson, Robinson Ag Marketing for today's pre-opening grain and livestock comments. In the headlines, more issues with China talking about they're going to restrict their rare earths as this trade issue continues to unfold with no movement. Um, so what did that do? The markets, just a quiet overnight markets. Corn was lower. Again, we continue to sit at this 20-day moving average in these corn, this 422, 423 level. We're down a half cent, 421 and a half. November beans down 5 3/4. So again, yesterday people start getting, I guess you could call it bullish on a little bit of a rally in beans to about a 1 week high. And we backed off lower overnight. Again, we're sitting at 1023, which if you follow my letter, which if you're not, please sign up. Go to robinsonagmarketing.com and sign up, send your information. You'll get my daily levels every day. 1023 is a huge number. It's the middle of the pack for the entire year. Bullish or bearish, I don't care what your opinion is. It always makes me laugh when somebody will say, oh, so and so's bullish. There's always somebody out there that's ready to speculate with your money. I just, I don't care who it is. I'm glad that someone has a bullish opinion. My question is, what's their plan if their opinion's wrong and we slip lower? Right? At the end of the day, that's all I really care about. Um, there's a lot of hand holding and a lot of prognosticating and a lot of people trying to puff their chests out and say, I know the future better than you do. I've been doing this for 33 years. I stood on the floor next to a lot of people who thought they were smart and ended up driving cabs or working as bartenders. So I take everybody's opinion with a grain of salt, my own included. Um, I have an opinion, but I also have a plan for if the opinion is wrong. That's the key. That's what I try and do. So if you're looking for an approach like that versus someone who just says, "Hey, you know what? Trust me, I know where we're going." That's my thoughts on that. December wheat up 4 cents. We're still trying to carve out a bottom here at these contract lows. If December Chicago takes out 502, it's going to be new lows. To see a little bit of buying overnight is nice. But again, the big overall trend, we're down, $1.20 since the July highs, and before anybody can get, uh, it's always fine to be bullish. It's always fine to be hopeful. It's always fine to say, "Oh, I think this is going to happen. I think that's going to happen." What are you going to do if you store wheat and wheat drop another 50 cents or a dollar, regardless of what somebody says on TV or somebody says on the radio or somebody says on the internet or some story you read? You need to manage your risk and move on. Let's go on to fat cattle and November feeder cattle. New highs yesterday. It continues to just push forward. Are we going to continue to make new highs? I look at these fat cattle. These fat cattle, that's my bellwether to watch. We're at 238, 239. The contract high is at 243.375. If we take that out, you're going to be talking about 250 fat cattle. Okay. And now if we take out around 240 in, if we take out around 370 in November feeders, we're going to be talking about $4 feeders. It's just the next progression on the what if game that we've been playing. If you look at feeders in the last 6 weeks, we broke 25 bucks. Now we've rallied 25 bucks. That's a pretty good recovery, a pretty good spike up. We're at new highs. There's more money coming in alongside, right or wrong, good or bad. There's a lot of speculative money that wants to be long cattle. So I would, again, don't fight it, hedge it, and keep your downside protected. The dollar was a little bit lower overnight. I don't know if that's really going to make an impact at all. It's kind of a bigger part of concern about what's going to go on with interest rates in this country. It's hard to know if the government shut down, what the Fed's going to do. Crude oil. Some people have been trying to look for a move higher in crude oil. It's struggling. We had a little bit of a bounce. The 62 level was key, in my opinion. If 62 doesn't hold, it opens up the door to possibly running back down to where we were in April at 55.12 level, which was a multi-year low. So I understand the compunction. You want to be long. because you think that we're going to make another run higher after making the recent low. The low we had just last week, that's the lowest trade we've had since May 30th. So when we're sitting here at 4 month, 5 month lows, it's normal for people to want to say, "Hey, I think this is a dip to buy." I'd say the exact same thing about anybody that's telling you that they're friendly this or friendly that. I, I'm fine being friendly. Great. It's great to have that opinion. What is your plan if your opinion blows up? This is Chris Robinson, Robinson Ag Marketing, 312-638-8868. If you want to deal with reality, that's what I'm here to do. Everybody has opinions, bullish, bearish. I stood, in a room full of, 2,000 people that every day place their own money on the line, betting on their opinions. So I'm pretty familiar with that. My goal is to help you have a plan for what happens when your opinion is wrong. Have a good day.